This is what the future will look like?
Sweet sauerkraut.
Dear friends, this is a reminder about today's experiment. This is very important, everyone. We need all of you there. All of you. Also, it is crucial that no one is late. No one. To sum up, everyone there, no one late. Again, this is an important and highly fascinating experiment. Everyone must be present. We will not begin until all of you are there. To sum up again, everyone there, no one late. Very important. So, huzzah! Very exciting day! My horns are throbbing with anticipation, and so should yours be. Or if you don't have horns, then talons, ears, trotters, whatever tingles on you when you're giddy.
Nothing's tingled on me in 30 years. I don't have time for another dadgum experiment.
Hi there! I'm happy to see you all together on this wonderful day, here on the 14th day of March. We're about to do an experiment which promises to be a watershed moment in the history of life. It isn't just by chance we're doing this on the birthday of that greatest ever physicist, yes, Albert Einstein.
Can you remind me one more time what he's famous for?
Very well, since you asked that nicely. Big genius Einstein gave us the awesome and the revolutionary E equals MC squared.
It's just a silly formula, so what? Nothing's tingling here.
That equation's very famous, but what does it mean?
Oh, come on. Who gives a turnip? Just get your experiment over with so we can all leave. I got stuff to do.
Wait. It is a vital concept to understand, to appreciate Einstein and his work on the nature of the universe. It's important that you know the laws of physics that govern the world in which we live. Let's look at how the equation begins. There, with the letter E for energy.
Energy is the driving force of the universe. Without it, the universe could never have formed at all. Without energy, the sun would stop shining and the planets would no longer revolve around it. In fact, stars and planets would never have existed at all. Energy is what holds the particles of our universe together. Should we worry then that the universe's energy will run out like a battery? No. Whatever we burn, put out, whatever rises or falls, there's still the same amount of energy. In 1850, the first law of thermodynamics was discovered, and it confirms that energy can change form or move from place to place, but the total amount of energy does not change.
All right, but if energy doesn't really go anywhere, why do BB's batteries need to be changed all the time?
Yeah, a battery will lose its charge, but the energy doesn't just disappear, it changes into another form of energy. BB will run, jump into other useful things, and when BB throws a ball, for example, his battery's energy is passed to the ball through him. And when the ball hits the ground, whammo! The energy is transmitted to the ground, and so on.
Do you want some of my energy?
Do you want some of my energy?
Touch me and I'll take all of it.
All right, now we understand what the first letter of Einstein's brilliant equation means. Time that we moved on to the letter M for mass.
Mass is another essential component of the universe. In the same way we must have energy for the universe to exist, we must also have mass for the universe to exist. Should we worry then that the universe's mass will run out? No. Whatever we burn, put out, whatever rises or falls, there's still the same amount of mass. In 1789, conservation of mass was discovered. That mass is neither created nor destroyed in chemical reactions. I've said something similar to this already, haven't I?
All right, we've learned about the formula. The universe is divided into mass here and energy there. So what? Old news. Please just do your experiment already.
Not quite yet, my dear impatient friend. What you just said is exactly what Einstein's theory proves wrong. Einstein, with this formula, showed us that energy and mass are really one and the same thing.
Goodness!
Originally, it was thought that there was no link between mass and energy. Energy was separate and mass was separate. But early in the 20th century, Albert Einstein changed everything when he discovered his famous formula, E equals mc squared. A surprising conclusion could be made based on the formula. Energy and mass are interchangeable. If energy is expended, mass will start growing in response. If an object's mass is destroyed, energy will be released in response. Remember the laws of the conservation of energy and mass? It turned out they didn't offer a complete explanation. Another law took their place. That law says that if energy is expended in one place, the loss of energy will be replenished with the corresponding amount of mass and vice versa.
Everyone understand then? The wonderful revelations found in this little formula of Einstein's? Just glorious, yes?
Got it. For Rosa to get rid of some of her mass, she has to turn it into energy first.
Grow up!
Lots of energy can be released even out of a small particle. You can get a crazy amount of energy out of one teensy atom. Ever hear of a little thing called the atomic bomb? Huh?
Hey, could we build like some atomic fireworks? Could that be the experiment we're supposed to be doing?
We will do no such thing. I absolutely forbid any experiments that would result in bodily harm.
Everyone calm down. We're not going to be blowing anything up, all right? Look, the equation of Einstein has many useful, nice applications. For one, nuclear power stations give us power for stuff, which is good.
Building a power plant's way too much work. Let's blow something up.
Question, all right? The letter, the last one, what does that one mean?
That is a vital part of the equation. The letter C stands for the speed of light.
The speed of light is the fastest anything can go. Nothing can move faster than light. Not even our most powerful machine can come close to it. It's the maximum speed.
But what if I run while holding a flashlight? Wouldn't the light be moving faster then?
No. It's amazing, but the speed of light produced by a light source in motion will be the same as if it were motionless. Light cannot be accelerated because it is already the fastest thing in the universe. It is one of the universe's laws. The speed of light is the universe's speed limit.
Well, that's a bummer. What's the point of trying to set a new speed record if there's a limit you can never break?
But that limit is extremely high. The speed of light is about 300 million meters per second. Besides, we don't compete against light. Being the best bunny is still possible for you. The speed of light defines how much energy our universe contains. The smallest particle contains enormous amounts of energy. The speed of light squared shows the immense energy contained in the universe.
I still don't understand what all that fuss is about that silly C squared.
It isn't as important C squared as the speed of light as it is that there is nothing in the universe that can move faster. It is the ultimate limit.
I feel like time has stopped. Know the universe's slowest speed? Huh? It's the speed of this meeting that we're in.
What you said about time stopping is very interesting. The very fact that the speed of light is a constant led us to figure out that time is not. Time is relative. So time can be compressed like this or stretched like that. What we've learned is that our old friend time can alter its speed.
Awesome!
How about that?
And what that fact means, if we were ever actually able to meet speeds that were fast enough, then we could leave time behind.
Now what now?
That, in fact, is the objective of the experiment. Once we're going the speed of light, our slow time will fall behind us. To us in here, it will have felt like 5 minutes. But the rest of the world will have lived a regular entire day.
Does that mean it'll be tomorrow by the time we get back?
Huh?
Yes, it will.
Let's get going. Holy carrots! Let's get this crate up to light speed.
Acceleration to light speed commencing. Ooh, that's fast.
Aha!
Could we have come back to the wrong place?
Looks like my calculations might have been just a little bit off.
So, this is what the future would look like?
Sweet sauerkraut.
I just might have all this figured out. I think I understand what happened to this place without us.
Or if you don't have horns, then talons, ears, trotters, whatever tingles on you when you're giddy.
Nothing's tingled on me in 30 years. I don't have time for another dadgum experiment.
Can we travel back into the past and correct everything?
I don't think the physics of today can provide an answer to that fine question. Of course, we are in the future. If any physicists swim by, we can ask them. They'll know.
May I have your attention, please? Behold my powers! You won't believe my feats of wonder as I make this vase disappear! Abracadabra! Sweet sauerkraut! But that pales in comparison to the real magic! Robot, hand me my scepter! This next feat will require an audience member's help. Someone like Chico.
Oh, man.
And now, with Chico's help, I will fill this scepter with an ancient magic so mysterious, yet all around us.
That tickles.
My friends, cast your eyes upon these powers of attraction.
Attracting what? A messy floor?
Hocus pocus, alakazam! Bravo!
Nito, where do I buy one?
But remember, the magic is extremely powerful and must be treated with the utmost respect.
Like calling it sir?
Ow! That show was great. Now tell me, how did you do the trick with the magic scepter?
There really is no trick. It's science that's the real magic here. There is an ancient power, but it's something that we've known about for many, many years.
In ancient Greece, many people noticed that a material known as amber did something funny when it rubbed against wool. It got this strange sort of power that made some things attracted to it. Well, maybe not that powerful. But for a really long time, the scientists and philosophers tried their darndest to figure out what this power was. Today, we call it static electricity. See, someone figured out that everything around us is made up of teeny tiny particles. Some of these particles are called electrons, and some are protons. These electrons and protons are attracted to each other. Electrons have a negative charge, while protons are positive. Together, they create an atom. The electrons circle around the protons. Your average normally charged atom will have an equal number of protons and electrons. This means the positive and negative charges cancel out, so there's no charge. And this is how your average amber atom works. Until wool comes along, that is. The wool's electrons jump over to the amber's atoms, and whoa, a tiny electric charge is made. See how that wool gave up some electrons? It now has a positive charge, and the amber, which took them, now has a negative one. What a nice way to work. The tiny electrons are always trying to go where there aren't enough of them. This movement is called an electric current, and that's how static electricity works. Carry on, little electrons.
Electricity has been here since as long as anything else has existed. Luckily, in the past 100 years or so, we've been able to use electricity for our own purposes.
And what other ways is it used for?
Lots of things. The electric kettle. Electrons at work. Don't touch outlets. Don't touch outlets. They're electric. They're electric. They'll zap you good.
Chico! Holy carrots! Chico, wake up!
What happened? Did the electrons do this to me? Why do they hate me?
It's not that simple. The electric wires were just doing what they do best. These wires are old, so it's no wonder somebody got shocked.
I'm afraid that these forces are too dangerous for us to use. We should not be meddling with forces that contain this much intense power.
What force? Dangerous? I'm confused.
Crash, don't worry. Yes, getting shocked is hardly a good thing, but its uses are invaluable. Electricity is very, very helpful. He's right, so extremely useful.
Okay, what else uses this type of force then?
For example, let's look at, the lights.
Lights around our home are some of the most common uses of modern electricity. So how do electrons factor into one of these things? Well, let's take a closer look. When positive and negative charges in atoms try to rejoin each other, a river of electrically charged particles rushes between them. They rush past so quickly that the atoms in between barely have any time to figure out what's going on. And when that happens, the temperature of the atoms rises. That's why when an electric current passes through something, it gets really, really hot. That little lamp coil gets so hot, it glows.
Wow, makes sense.
The same thing that makes the light bulbs glow makes the kettle heat up. Take a look. It's even got its own coil and everything. Sure, it's not exactly the same type of coil, but the concept is the same. Don't you see how we need it? If we didn't have electricity, we would all be at a loss.
I'm at a loss right now.
Well, what's new? Feel better, Chico. Come on, guys. Say, Pin, speaking of tea...
It's far worse than I imagined. These electrons are everywhere around us. You think you can electrocute me? Try to travel through me? Well, today is not your day. Might I say, smashing? I'm about to bring you back to the Dark Ages.
Damage detected in main power grid. Initiating backup generators.
Oh.
Well, this is disappointing. I thought I smelled toast burning, but it's just Chico. You can't just stop everyone from using electricity. It's part of our modern society, and we need it.
You broke all those lamps without me? You know I'm good at that.
Ah, well, we'll have a good laugh tomorrow. If you didn't like my decorating taste, you could have just, told me.
Stop! It's a conspiracy. We are slaves to electrons. Wake up! Our ancestors survived without electricity. Why would we use something as dangerous as this every day? Scary.
But none of us can live without it. This whole craft we're on is powered with electricity. Without any power, we'll all just crash.
No, I'll fight it if it's the last thing I do. Take it down. Computer, shut everything down. I command it.
Chico, stop!
Gotta get away from electricity. No more electricity.
Chico. Hi, Chico. Listen to me, Chico. I have something important to say.
Are you my guardian angel?
Well, no, I'm an electron. But listen, Chico, we aren't the enemy. We're your friends. I think I can help you out.
Electricity isn't just in phones and computers. It's also inside of us. When we want to make any sort of movement, say like kicking a soccer ball, there are a lot of tiny electrons that make it possible. Our brain sees that we want to kick the soccer ball and sends a tiny electrical impulse down the nervous system all the way until it reaches our muscles. Nicely done, Crash. Our brain creates millions and millions of these tiny electrical signals every day. Everything we do is because of moving electrons. And that's how our brains use their own kind of electricity. Shocking, right?
We can't beat you. Why? What is it you want from us?
Our story begins with the creation of the universe. When we first came into existence, we were young and carefree, zooming around space with reckless abandon. Ah, those were the days. But then atoms had to come around. Yep, the big boss. Suddenly, we had a job to do. We had to stick to our atoms, circling the protons endlessly. Yes, our days of freedom were over. But when we all worked in a system like this, we created things like planets and entire galaxies. And on one of these planets, we came together to make something even more amazing. Intelligent life. Intelligent life? Ah, okay. Well, that'll do. Anyway, our electricity was everywhere. And once we let humans figure out how to use it, they were unstoppable. It was our power, the power of electrons, that brought you fire. It brought you the chemical reactions that come with cooking food. And it brings you the very brain impulses that let you dance and have fun. Pretty cool, right? I hope you realize we never meant to bring you harm. But our power is great, and so you must be careful whenever you're around something with electricity.
Yeah, I guess I could be more careful. And I guess you're not something to be afraid of. Not really.
I'm glad we understand each other. Friends?
Friends.
That was incredible. I mean, sure, we had to sacrifice my ship, but at least he likes electricity now.
What a great story! Holy carrots! That stuff with electrons making the planets?
That's just science. I didn't make it up. But it never hurts to add some character.
That's a true story, you mean? We didn't just make that up? You know, to fool Chico, you guys?
Bear person.
Huh?
Give us all your food, you will do. Now, many nutrients my family requires. For traveled far we have. Eat, nutrients we require.
No. No. I won't.
We must consume. We must consume.
No.
We must
Get out of
consume.
here.
We
Stop
must
it.
consume.
Goodness. What an awful story.
Tell me again why you need this? It seems like overkill. Barry? Now, just who are you protecting your fridge against? I'm confused.
It's against the worst threat there is, Pin. In space. Our food is the most important resource. And it's mine. See? This code will make sure all the food stays mine. All nice and safe, yeah? That should do it. My brain is the only place the code is now. All right, now I got a book to get back to.
Careful now. Missing the mark here would be a disaster of galactic proportions. Get it? Right. Well, anyway, make sure to keep the ship steady. That's right. Say, have I told you about the time I discovered life on Enceladus? Wally had gotten himself in trouble again, and things were really getting
Hey,
out of
guys!
hand. It was
Food
around this
time!
time that we... Science can wait!
Hello? Our faithful chef? Barry, you there?
Oh, I'm about to eat this bone. Are you listening? Just wait till I get down there.
Give us food! Give us food! Right now!
I think our dilemma is more complicated. Back on Earth, it's winter. And that's when bears hibernate. I'm honestly impressed. In space, the body still follows patterns.
Carrots! We have to cook ourselves?
Unfortunately, we can't even do that.
That's right. Look, he locked it.
We're doomed. We just have this.
Piece of carrot cake. It's just a simple lock. Just leave it to me. Free yourself, fridge! Ow!
Unfortunately for us, I've outdone myself. We need a code to open this lock, and only Barry knows what that is.
I'm starving.
Well, chaps, it's unlikely we'll make it to Mars without food.
Wow, good thing you still have your optimism.
I could eat an optimism.
I know how to open it.
What?
Trial and error.
Trial and error is one of the earliest methods of problem solving known to man. The idea is that to find a desired result, you keep trying new things. Every time something doesn't work, you eliminate that idea. Eventually, you'll come upon the solution. This method works best when there are only a few choices you can make, and it doesn't always end up pretty. And you shouldn't use trial and error when one of the choices can be super dangerous.
Okay, here goes attempt 576. Attempt 577.
If my math isn't off, and my math has never been off before, then with this method, it should take Crash 300 years to break the code, or so.
Well, it's not like we'll need any dinner breaks.
If only there was a way we could get inside Barry's head. That's a way we could figure out the code.
It's true. Just a peek in that very brain of his.
You know, that's not as crazy as it sounds. It's just a scientific theory right now, but with some advancements, it may just become reality. One of you grab his arms. I have an idea. Reading thoughts is something scientists have dreamed of for eons. And lucky for us, I think I just might be the one to crack it.
Thousands of years ago, man figured out that a person does something funny when they tell a lie. Their heartbeat gets faster, and they start to sweat. Later, they invented a machine that could tell, based on these facts, whether or not a person was lying. This machine was called a polygraph. The polygraph measured their heart rate and could tell whether they were lying or telling the truth. But it couldn't read thoughts. Being able to do that would be a lot more complicated. See, our brain works by firing billions of tiny nerve impulses around the body. Every second, billions of these tiny charges appear and send messages. That's how we're able to think and move. These charges are responsible for us playing, dancing, and doing whatever Crash is doing. Oh, and there's another type of machine scientists have created. It's called an electroencephalogram. These bad boys attach to the outside of your head with electrodes that detect brain waves. Scientists can read these brain waves and collect data. We still can't read thoughts, but we can tell if someone is having a dream.
All right, my sleepy friend. Let's try this. Barry, look here. Can you hear me? We need your help with something. Absolutely fascinating. With this, we'll be able to ask him the code. Not outright, of course, but with the help of brainwaves. Hey, Barry, let me know when I hit the first number. 1, 2, 3.
The code to the bridge. Tell us you will.
No, you won't win.
Fear we do not. A machine that can read your thoughts we shall use.
Yes, find your code, I will. What is the first number? Is it 1, 2, 3?
His heartbeat is too fast. His blood pressure is up. I can't read anything on his chart now. Looks like he's having a nightmare. I wonder why. I hate to say it, but neither the polygraph nor electroencephalograph will work for our purposes. They're too rudimentary for actual communication. At the very least, he can hear us. Now, if only we could run with that idea and communicate back somehow.
I have a question. Where do ideas come from, anyway?
Oh, don't remind me of my failure. They clearly don't come from my brain, amazing as it is.
No, not that. I mean, what part of the brain are they?
We won't be able to read minds anyway. It all depends on what part of the brain is active at that time.
I think you might be onto something. Different parts of the brain are responsible for a variety of things. So that means if we isolate part of it, he can give us a signal, his imagination.
Our brains have many different sections, and each do a different type of job. The different parts help us hear, or see, or think, or move. We even have a part of our brain that tells us when we've heard a funny joke. When a certain part is activated, blood flow increases to that area. That's how we're able to tell all the different parts. We can look at the different parts of the brain with an MRI machine. Scientists just watch where the blood goes, and we can tell which parts make us scared or happy, or anything, really.
Chico, if you please. Go ahead.
Hey, Barry, how's it going? Can you tell us the code?
Barry, please tell us the code. We need it bad. Last much longer. We won't. No way. Please help.
We'll say some numbers, and when we come to the right one, just think of some honey.
He should think of honey?
If Barry thinks of something he likes a lot, the part of his brain that thinks of happy foods is the one that will get activated. We can just monitor that part and we'll know we've hit a right number.
We are friends, Barry. Please help us out. Please, please.
Well, you've worn me down. Fine. Let's do this.
The first number is 0, 1, 2.
Yes, the first number is 2. Nice.
So what's the second number? 0 or 1, 2, 3?
My word. I knew it! Those aliens! I knew this would happen! You guys, all the food, it was aliens that broke into my refrigerator!
Oh, so aliens, huh?
It was just you? But our reserves are gone now. What food is still left?
Relax, old bear. It's your fault we almost starved here. Did you forget about us?
Attention. Approaching Mars landing site.
Super cool.
What'll we eat once we land on Mars? Maybe we'll come upon some friendly Martians. We'll share.
Phenomenal! Pin, have I ever told you how much I love this spacecraft you've made? It's simply genius being out here in space. Nothing beats it. I'd say you're close to being a genius.
Thanks, friend. I'd have to agree with you on that.
I can't say it enough. Thanks so much for this ship.
No problem, of course.
With this thing, we can go anywhere. We can see the stars and the farthest nebulas, or even the smallest particles. What's next? Maybe time travel, or even dimensional travel. The possibilities are simply endless. Incredible!
So if we can do all these awesome things, then tell me this. Why are we orbiting Earth watching some flies? Ugh.
A marvel! This ship can withstand the hottest of temperatures or the coldest. Don't you know this ship has saved us from imminent disaster more times than I can count? It's almost disaster-proof. Phenomenal!
I wouldn't mind a disaster right now. It'd be exciting.
Oh.
Oh, crash of little faith. We'll be just fine, I think. I trust Pin's engineering knowledge wholeheartedly. Yes, fine indeed.
Oh, that wasn't so bad. Holy carrots! Hey, everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so. Just shaking.
Wow, we're lucky. We're all out. If we were in any other spacecraft, I think bouncing down to Earth might have had a lot more disastrous results. Yep, it's thanks to Pin's mastery that we were able to survive that crash. What a feat! Pin must be okay. His technical prowess will get us all back on the ship in no time at all.
You guys know what this is?
It looks complicated. Do you think it's part of the ship?
Well, I won't claim to understand the inner workings of the ship, but if I may venture a guess, it looks like it could be the engine.
Ha! If this is the engine, that means the ship can't fly at all.
I'd say Pin crashed somewhere over this way. In fact, it can't be too far if the engine is here.
You better be right.
Well, you wanted a disaster crash. Oh boy. There's gotta be some other way around.
Don't know. Don't have time to find out. I've got an idea. We can go pull from above, and Daco can push.
But look, Crash, surely there must be a less crude way of getting it up this hill. Hold on a second. One that doesn't hurt your hooves and uses a little more physics. Not that I'm opposed to a little physical labor, but I think we can brainstorm some more ideas here.
My brainstorm says less talking. Yakking about science won't get us to the ship.
Believe me, I want to get to the ship fast too. I'm thinking we can save our energy a little bit and use some simple machines to get us up this hill a little easier.
Since humans have existed, we've always tried to find easier ways to get our jobs done. See? Nice work. It doesn't always make sense to put in the maximum amount of effort. We can find simpler solutions in using the things around us. The concept is called simple mechanics. We first figured it out when we needed to push really, really heavy things up a hill. As you can imagine, just pushing something uphill can be super hard. But with simple mechanics, we can make a longer slope that decreases the incline. Now it's a whole lot easier.
That wasn't so bad. Now let's hop to it.
Huh?
Hang on! Stop in the name of science!
Engine!
This is easy, no prob. Here's my plan. First, we need to dig several miles of underground desert tunnels.
But can't we just lift it?
Well, I know I could, but... Nope. With the three of us, it's completely impossible. Time to live in the desert.
But don't forget how simple mechanics can help us out.
Like a giant electric crane, does that count?
Oh, I think we can come up with something.
When we need to lift something heavy, increasing the length of a slope can be helpful. But sometimes it just isn't enough. When that happens, we need to use another type of simple machine, one that helps with vertical problems. A pulley. Pulleys let us change the direction of the force we're applying. It takes less effort and allows us to redistribute the weight. But it looks like you might need more help. Ta-da! 2 pulleys. By adding more pulleys, you can decrease the amount of effort needed to lift. Each pulley you add means a little more help. And that means that 5 pulleys are better than 1. Good luck.
Huh, that sounds fine and all, but where on earth will we find one?
Never fear, guys. Physics is on our side.
Every time you open your mouth, it's one less muscle helping us out. Come on. Yes! Whoa! It's working!
Are we lost for good?
I don't think so. We've only been walking in a straight line. I'm sure by the time we get back, Pin will be there. He'll have fixed the ship, and we'll bring the engine. He'll probably be so glad we'll have... Oh.
So, this is new.
This one's gonna be fun, you guys. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's throwing a bunch of rocks. You don't, by any chance, have a way to fix this with physics, do you?
I actually do. There's a simple machine for anything.
So we've gone over slopes and pulleys. These are some of the best ways ancient humans learned to move heavy objects with the least amount of force. However, things aren't always so simple. Sometimes you can't help having obstacles in your way. That's life, right? For these moments, you need something called a lever. A lever is... No, wrong. A lever allows you to lift heavy objects in the same way a pulley does, by redistributing the force. However, you need something called a fulcrum to make the lever work. With a fulcrum, you can lift crazy heavy objects, so heavy you never even thought possible. The physics rule behind it is you push down on the long side of your lever and the shorter side can lift the object. Your force is being multiplied by the length of the lever. Theoretically, if you had a lever that was long and strong enough, you could lift something as heavy as a planet. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You already know how levers work if you play on a seesaw or use a wheelbarrow. Even a simple broom. Fishing rods use the same technique in their reels. Scissors use the same concept, and so do nutcrackers. See, I bet you've been using levers your entire life without even knowing it.
The ship? We're saved!
We did it.
Let's go down! I bet he needs the engine?
Looks like he's just fine without it.
Hang on! You need your engine! Stop!
Don't leave us! I can't
You
take
bring
it.
that magnificent ship back
Pin!
here!
We have your engine! Pin! Stop!
Oh, you're alive! I'm glad you made it back in one piece, Crash. I was about to take to the air to see if I could spot you in the desert, but you beat me to it.
I knew your ship was impressive, but this is wild! Don't worry now. We've brought back the engine safe and sound.
What are you talking about? The engine's inside the ship. Nothing was damaged.
Then what's this thing we dragged back?
Oh, that whole thing is basically a pile of trash. It hasn't worked in years. I was waiting for a chance to throw it out. You all seem tired. What's wrong? You walk far?
Well, I suppose physics can't help us in every situation. Like give us common sense.
Get a single night's rest here.
Not
I may as
again.
well go back to
What
being
is it this
nocturnal
time?
because this is ridiculous. Every night this happens. If one person makes some early bird joke, I'm going to lose it.
Oh, what's wrong? The alarms are blaring.
I must tell you something. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is important.
Are we being, audited?
Nah. It has to do with my particle accelerator engine. I've been developing it to fly faster. Faster than anything in the universe. I want to go the speed of light.
Oh, I hate to break this to you, Pin, but traveling at the speed of light is impossible. Our universe just has some insurmountable laws that we can't change, and the speed of light is one of them.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It all seems so hopeless. Good thing I'm a genius!
Whew, okay.
I thought, why not just change the rules? Why can't we change them? Make light even faster? Just think, no limits. So, I made this. About an hour ago, I started to run some tests. Unfortunately, it didn't work the way I had anticipated. It seems my machine has thrown us into a parallel universe. A what? You woke us for this? Why would you mess with our universe? Level with me. Is this another one of your poorly timed jokes again? No.
This isn't a parallel universe. Everything is exactly the same as it was.
It does appear that way. That's why I'm not sure anymore.
Phenomenal stuff. Oh, phenomenal danger. What if the world that you dropped us into is one that's hostile to us? Wherever we are, we can't stay here.
That's the problem. When I push the lever, we go back. Unless we are in our world now. Then when I push the lever, we go straight to the parallel world instead, and it reverses. So we have to be absolutely sure first. When I pull this down, we switch wherever we are. See? No!
Well, what should we do?
But how can we know? Are we in a parallel world now? What's different? All the rules seem the same. Solids are solid. Liquids are liquid. I wish I knew some way to tell. It could be something so small that we never even noticed.
I've got it! We can check the simplest laws of physics that we remember and see if they ring true to what we know. If the basics are the same, we're probably in our very same world.
Fantastic! Where do we start?
So gravity works the same, it would seem. Oh, Carlin, are you okay?
I've been better. Did that help?
I think we should look at a little thing called Pascal's Law.
What's that? Whose law?
It's about the force of pressure in gases and liquids.
Pascal's law goes like this. A change in pressure at any point in an enclosed fluid at rest is transmitted undiminished to all points in the fluid. That's kind of hard to understand, right? Think of it this way. If you make multiple holes in a tank of water, the speed of the water that comes out will be the same out of every hole. That's because the pressure is the same. If you inflate a balloon, Pascal's law says the exact same thing. When the air goes into the balloon, it goes in all directions equally. That's why balloons are round. If Pascal's law didn't work and the pressure was uneven, we'd end up with some pretty weird balloon shapes. Actually, a lot of other things would look weird too. We can also see this law at work when we put moving water into a container. Wherever the water goes, it has to have the same pressure. So even if the containers look different, the water level stays the same. That's how this thing works. This is called a hydraulic lift. It uses this law and the pressure of water to be able to lift things that are super heavy. The heavy thing goes on the wider part, and the lighter force can be applied to the thinner section of water. Thanks, Pascal's law.
So we need a hydraulic lift and an elephant and several hundred gallons of water, and we'll be able to test if we're in our world.
Couldn't we just inflate an, balloon?
Sure, if you want to take the easy way out, I suppose. Incredible! The balloon inflates equally in all directions. Pascal's law's right. It's round, so this proves that so far the laws of physics are the same.
What are you guys up to? Ooh, is it someone's birthday? Ooh, neat! Good job! I don't know this game, but can I play the next round? All right, I'm leaving. You guys in your science club.
Go! We're busy. It seems to me that we need to run some more experiments. We can try Bernoulli's law.
Bernoulli's law says the pressure inside of a moving liquid or gas will reduce as its speed increases. Yeah, let's explain that a little better. Don't let it give you a headache. If you take a hairdryer and you put a ping pong ball into the stream of hot air, it won't fall out towards the side. This is because the higher pressure outside the stream doesn't let it fall out. The air that's moving faster, since it's coming out of a dryer, has less pressure than the air that's staying still. This very same concept is what allows airplanes to fly. Looking good, Pin. Wings are built in a curved shape so that the air under the wings goes slower. The air above has to move faster. This generates lift, and the plane can fly.
Behold, Bernoulli's law is still real. Friends, I think we may be safe.
That's a pretty cool magic trick.
Nope.
Oh! Cool stuff, guys. But now you can watch my magic trick.
All the laws we've been able to test so far have worked a little too well.
I think I'm done testing gravity.
Yes, but there's just one left. It's called Archimedes' law, and it has to do with the theory of displacement. Let's get to work.
Huh? Nope, I'm tapping out. I've had enough displaced today.
According to the tale, Archimedes stepped into a completely full bathtub. Some water splashed over the side because he filled up the space. He yelled, "Eureka!" The thing he figured out was this. An object that enters a space full of water or gas will experience the same force that the liquid or gas has. As a result, sometimes in water you can float, or just make a mess. To see Archimedes' law in action, we need to put a spring scale in some water. Check it out. When you put the scale in the water, some water gets displaced. And also, the weight is now lighter because it's being held up by the water. Gases work in the exact same way. Balloons are able to float in the air, and ships are able to stay afloat on water because of Archimedes' law. All of these laws of physics work together every single day. So does this mean I can fly too if the air is heavy enough? No? Okay, never mind.
Fascinating! The weight has decreased. This proves Archimedes' law is in effect. We are in our own world.
Wonderful.
Yes!
Well done. Bravo.
Anyway, I present my magic. All right. It's great, right?
Pull the lever pin. Yeah, great. Now try it again.
Crash, why?
Yeah!
Look, everybody, I found the Earth.
Phenomenal stuff!
Cool. What's next, guys?